Wow, that's can't be good for you. Hey up troops, it's A Littleton here again, and this time we're going to look at Hibana. So we did a solo thermite video, which went absolutely wild. We did a solo ace video, which also did well, and there were a lot of comments on both saying, when are you going to do Hibana? Well, I'll tell you when that is right now. So we'll go through all the things you can do with Hibana if you're solo queuing, where you don't need to worry about help from teammates, but also a load of other help and tips and tricks that you can do with Hibana, where you can get holes open using less pellets, you can get whole walls open yourself, and I tell you what, one of the big changes for Hibana is, with the shotgun changes this season and the fact that she's got a supernova in her arsenal, I'm telling you right now, Hibana shotgun will be a thing this season, and if it's not, I'm making it a thing this season. Other than that, I think that's enough waffling. Let's just get stuck straight into it. So let's get started with the most common Hibana trick that people talk about then, which is opening a full reinforcement using only Hibana. So the way you do this, by the way, before we get into that, look in the bottom right hand side of the corner. You can see you can change the fire mode before you get the X-Kairos launcher out now. You can do that with every operator that has a different fire mode. So you can do it with Capitao, selecting between fire and smoke, and Zafir selecting between stuns or impacts. It's really useful because it takes a lot longer doing this, and you're a lot more exposed because you've got no weapon out, than it is just flicking between them without the X-Kairos launcher out. But anyway, we've gone off topic already, and we're only on the first point. To open a breach on your own as a banner, what you need to do is put 6 pallets at the top. Now, what you want to do is aim the bottom row of the middle pallets for you needs to be in line with the top of this bolt in the middle of the reinforcement. Look at this is the line you're looking at, and look where I'm placing the middle X-Kairos is at the top of that bolt. Everyone else then says you need to put 6 at the bottom to open it as well, but you don't. So let me show you what you need to do instead. You can save yourself 2 pallets. Look for the gaps in between your top row of X-Kairos launchers. X-Kairos pallets, and then just come down to the bottom using that gap, and make sure it's right at the bottom as well. So you'll see in that gap again, right to the bottom. Make sure the bottom pallet's there, not here. It needs to be at the bottom. You'll see what happens to the reinforcements. Gosh, now we can just stick a breaching charge on there, and your walls. Oh, hello, bandit. Your walls absolutely massive. However, yes, there's an argument to say just take thermite. Now, the easiest way of doing this is to have a buck or a sledge get rid of this soft wall, like the actual soft wall on the front of the reinforcements, like this. Have them do that before you do this, and then you won't need to use the breaching charge. However, with the rise of shotguns, I think we're going to see Hibana do this herself. Let me just show you what that looks like. Cheers, bandit. I'll see you in a sec. So we've reset the wall now, and with the rise of shotguns in Year 8 Season 3, this supernova is a joke. Like, when you're ADS'd, when you're not ADS'd, the spread's quite wide, but if you're ADS'd, it's an absolute shambles. But don't forget, now Hibana can do this herself, so we don't need buck or sledge to do this. We can do it ourselves. So we'll get rid of the soft wall on the front of it there. Now what we need to do is the exact same thing again. So we're going to put 6 at the top with the bottom row of the X-Kairos with the top row of that bolt. Do exactly the same thing at the bottom, but we've already got rid of the wall. So this is what sledge or buck would normally do for you. But Hibana can absolutely do it herself now. This supernova is outrageous. We'll see what happens to the breach. Boom, thanks very much. No need to risk your little ankles putting a breaching charge on. You can just do that beforehand. And you can make this as wide as you want. Obviously, you can get rid of all of this if you want to. But I mean, that's just an example of how you can get a breach wider. Yes, play thermite. However, the difference is I've still now got a bunch of X-Kairos pellets left if I want to go and get hatches, or if I want to go and get another part of a wall somewhere. I've still got 8 X-Kairos left after opening that wall. Remember, you don't need to put 6 at the top and 6 at the bottom. It only needs to be 6 and 4. But watch this supernova, right? Let's do a range test with the supernova. Let's bring Bandit out here into piano. Let me grab the other PC quickly, because I want to show you how good the range of this thing is now. I've put myself on the spot now. Watch this not work. But watch this. From here, how far away are we, do you reckon there? 12 meters? 10 meters, right? 10 meters, perfect. Watch this. It's a joke. The supernova's so good in Year 8 Season 3. Using this same wall again, Hibana can also do the same thing that we talked about with Ace, where you can go below and get rid of the denial yourself. Now, if you're running the shotgun, which I definitely recommend you do, because the shotgun bearing 9 combo is wild. Like that supernova in Year 8 Season 3 is mad, and your bearing is like a really good gun anyway. But if you see the denial on the wall there, and you know it's a bandit, you can go below, like you did with Ace in that Ace video. Swap to 2 pallets. Fire it on the floor below. Now, depending where the battery is, it's not as accurate as Ace because the explosion area isn't as big. But you're going to be able to get rid of that battery. Shockwire destroyed, and you can now go and get the wall. Obviously, if you're running the shotgun, you can just go below and look for the bandit battery and destroy it yourself. You're essentially buck. Sorry, let me just shoot the jukebox, man. It's turn it down. But you can just go below and do that. Yes, you can also just come below and go like this in a line. And you'll probably destroy it. But firing the X-Kairos is a little bit safer. The only thing is, if the bandit battery is like on the far left of the wall or the far right of the wall, and you fire the X-Kairos in the middle, because it's not a very particularly wide area it destroys, it might struggle to get it sometimes, but it works most of the time. And you can do that on any wall where the floor is soft the other side. Obviously, if you bring in the shotgun, it's probably easier just to get rid of the floor and do that. But yeah, you can get rid of the denial yourself, no problem. Obviously, then you come upstairs and the denial's off the wall and you're free to get the wall however you wish. I recommend doing what we talked about before, when you get the whole of the wall open. It's absolutely so good with that shotgun. So this is just a quick tip when you need to make an entranceway into a building. A dirt on Clubhouse is a great example. What you typically see is people using 4 pallets at the bottom and 4 pallets at the top to make a crouch hole. You don't need to do that. You can use fewer pallets. Now, what you need to do is get to the 4 pattern to begin with and aim at the bottom of the wall, but not right at the bottom of the wall. It needs to be a bit higher up. It doesn't need to be up here, but it needs to be higher up so the explosion of the X-Kairos pallet will take it to the ground. And that is roughly about there. This just comes with practice. You then want to swap to 2 pallets and put the 2 pallets in the middle, slightly higher up than where you put the other 2, which is about there for me. And then we'll see the pattern that makes. It means you don't have to use 8. The explosion here will take it down to the ground anyway. And then you can just crawl through there. And you can save yourself 2 pallets. This area here on Clubhouse is a great example because when you've got to go and get the bar hatch, the kitchen hatch, the stock hatch, and you still need quite a few pallets, and you're probably going to get impact tricked on the... tricked? I think I've just said tricked. You're going to get impact tricked? Sorry, you can get impact tricked on the kitchen hatch. You need as many pallets spare as you can, so being able to only use 6 for a crouch hole here is great. This obviously works in loads of different places on different maps as well, where you don't need to get rid of the full wall. You just need to make a little hole to get through. So don't forget, Hibana can also get rid of utility from below, like shields when the floor is soft. I never see people doing this. Granted, there are probably operators out there that can do it better, but it also means you can open a breach and you can get rid of the shield as well. Here's a classic example here on CCTV on Clubhouse. You see the shield there. What we can do is go below. If you're not sure of the exact location, just always ping it on your drone so you are sure. You can see the shield here. Come below. Change to 2 pallets. Fire it on the floor where the shield is, and we can go up and watch, actually. We don't need to watch it on the drone like we had to do with Ace. We're going to get up here in time, set the X-Kairos off. You can see it's going off there underneath, and it'll destroy the shield from below. That'll happen anywhere there's a soft floor. You can get rid of any utility from below other than a mute jammer. But for things like shield, Goyo canisters, Malusi banshees, all of that sort of good stuff, especially shield, you can just get rid of below. Nice one, Thorn. So this one is an incredibly useful tip to know when attacking basements on Clubhouse. Hibana has to be the best operator here. The amount of times you're going to get impact tricked on this hatch is insane. So being able to fire 2 pallets at a time is really useful. So we can also get rid of cade claws on hatches. If we look on the drone below, you'll see there's a cade claw on the hatch just there. All you need to do is fire 2 pallets at the side of the hatch. Not too close, otherwise the electricity will destroy them. But just 2 pallets to the side, about there. Far enough away they don't get destroyed. The explosion of this below will destroy the claw. That's got rid of the claw from below. Now this will only work when there's a soft floor around the hatch. So down here in bar, for example, it's not going to work because the floor around this is solid. But any hatch on Canal or on Oregon or whatever hatch you're trying to get, when the floor is soft around it, you can get rid of it. Now, what you then have to do is, because you're going to get impacted, I can't say impacted, because you're going to get impact tricked. You need to make sure you're only firing 2 pallets at once at this hatch. Don't fire 4 to get it open straight away because you're probably going to lose a couple of pallets. Also, you can get it from here as well. You don't need to stand on the soft floor so you're getting C4'd. You can stand safely in freezer here, fire 2 at the hatch, wait for him to get impact tricked. If they don't get impact tricked, just wait. They don't get impact tricked, great, okay, maybe they're not impact tricking. Now you fire your other 2, and we get it open. Don't fire all 4 at once because you're going to lose pallets, and we need as many as we can on this site. From here, this is a lovely angle to hold. Just be careful though, because you get defenders holding this angle, and it's almost impossible to win. You need to pre-fire this. If you're here, you've got to come here and pre-fire, because the angle on the hatch, we've stopped talking about Hibana now, but it's really important to know the angle on the hatch here is almost impossible to win as an attacker. It's really tough to defend, really tough to kill the guy that's playing here. That's why you need someone to push blue or dirt as well. So bear that in mind. But yeah, you can get rid of K-claws providing the floor is soft around them. Not to forget, Hibana doesn't only get rid of utility from below. How often do we see this set up on rafters now? It's all the time. Don't forget, Hibana can fire X-Kairos pallets at Azami barriers, and it will destroy them. It's really useful for getting rid of this setup from Azami on rafters. Just bear in mind, you do have to like face check this a little bit, because you've got to put your face through here to get the angle on the barriers. And the Azami's likely going to be peeking you at the time, so you've really got to be careful how you fire them. And don't forget, you don't have to ADS as well, so you can move a little bit quicker if you want to. Where have those pallets gone? They've just disappeared. Wait, what? Must just fall off because the wall's solid, I guess. To be fair, I've never fired pallets at a solid wall or floor. There you go. And if you do... Oh, they bounce off, do they? I don't know. What's that? No, that's the canister, I think. Oh no, that is the middle of the X-Kairos because it doesn't stick. I've never done that before. Also, by the way, when you're playing a banner, if you fire pallets at a solid wall, they just bounce off. No way, like the middle of the pallet. God, I've never seen that before. The middle of the pallet just bounces off because obviously it can't stick. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's a great way of getting rid of Azami on rafters. Just bear in mind, like I say, the Azami's probably going to be peeking and stuff, so you definitely need some help, whether it's someone bottom garage, whether it's someone causing problems from the breach through the window. You've just got to be careful the way you're trying to when you're trying to stick it onto the barriers from here. And last but by no means least, don't forget how efficient Hibana is at clearing castle barricades as well. There's no bullet drop whatsoever on the Hibana pallet, so you haven't got to aim higher, so you can't really miss the castle barricade. Where there's a decent castle setup where it would be oppressive for someone else to try and get down there, using Hibana is so useful. Having a sledge here means the sledge has got to go down onto catwalk and might get peeked from the CC window underneath us here. Using the Hibana, we only use 6 pallets to get rid of 3 barricades, and we've still got a load of pallets left to go and get the breach if we need to. We can also go and get the Logi hatch. Now, ideally, you'd probably have another dedicated hard breacher just so Hibana can concentrate on getting rid of all the castles and all the other utility. But even if we are the only hard breachers still, we can still get rid of those 3 castles. We can open that hatch, we can get rid of this castle, and we'll still have enough pallets to go and make a hole on the breach as well. Remember, you get 18 X-Kairos. This is why we've learned a lot of different ways of opening walls where you can save pallets, because they are valuable. You need to make sure you look after them where you can. But even with getting rid of 3 castles, we've still got more than enough to come and open a massive hole on the breach. Now, if it was up to me, I'd have probably used 4 and 4 there, but I'm just using that as an example. So getting rid of 3 castle barricades and making a decent-sized hole on the breach. Honestly, she's got so much. Just there's a reason Hibana is constantly picked in comp and at the top level, because she's just a really good operator with really good guns and an even better shotgun. Just a really fun operator to play, isn't she? So there we have it. There's Hibana. Got to be up there with one of the best hard breachers. Well, probably joint best hard breacher with Ace, I would probably say. And also up there with just the best attackers in general. Got to be top 10 attacker at least. Brings so much to the table in terms of just being able to open reinforced walls if you need to, but also all the other things we've just seen there. Getting rid of utility from below, getting rid of castle barricades, Azami barricades, who's so prevalent at the game at the moment. She's right up there and definitely an operator that's worth learning. If you've watched this video for 10 minutes, if you've watched it for 10 seconds, or if you've watched it 10 times, thank you. The channel's nothing without you, the viewer. And even though I make the videos, it's nothing without the people that watch it, like, share, comment, and all the other good stuff people do to it. I'm genuinely really grateful, especially recently, man. It's been absolutely mad. So if you're one of those people, well, you are, because you've got to this stage of the video. If you're watching this, thank you very much, man. I mean that for the bottom of my heart. Other than that, I'll catch you next time. Cheers!